Today I want to talk about winter browse. If you're a deer enthusiast like me and a habitat freak, this time of year when it's really cold, it's going down to near zero at night. We got a crusty snow with light snow on top of that. And it's damn cold out here. And if I were a deer, I'd be wishing somebody shot me, because there's nothing to eat up in those woods. I can see right through the trees to the snow up in those mountains. Now, if you want to make your habitat better, you might want to think about browse. Now, some of the ways you can get browse is to log. You can plant shrubs that are missing from the landscape. And you can cut browse in the wintertime. Like this time of year is a great time to do your TSI work. Get some buds on the ground. Deer will come in and eat those buds. All the new growth from last year and the buds that were set are full of sugars and very nutritious and palatable for deer. Now, some of the species that deer like to eat, you might be wondering, we have northern white cedar is very popular with deer. Flowering dogwood is a good browse species. I'm just going through the trees first. All the maples except for striped maple, they don't seem to want to eat striped maple. Moose up in Maine will eat striped maple a lot in the wintertime, but the deer don't eat it. Basswood, any kind of stump sprouts, new growth from almost any tree, really. One of the most popular browse species in the winter here in Pennsylvania is Smilax. So, Smilax rotundifolia, or greenbrier, or catbrier, some people call it. Very nutritious, tough to eat because it's thorny, of course. Now, if you're going to plant some food, I usually plant shrubs that are missing from the landscape. Some of those shrubs are, for example, elderberry, cranberry viburnum, nannyberry, silky dogwood, red osier dogwood, and serviceberry. Those are my favorites. They're readily available. You can buy them at nurseries and plant them, but you need to have protection of some sort to keep the deer off them until they can mature. They all grow berries on them, beautiful flowers and berries, and so lots of wildlife can benefit from those shrubs. Now, if you see deer eating pine needles, mountain laurel, rhododendron, things like that aren't very palatable, anything in the birch family, beech sprouts. A lot of times I'll see where beech on a property is mowed off. If you see that, you got a problem, because that stuff is not palatable and the deer are starving. Now, food plots, really the go-to food plot, in my opinion, is a winter wheat with some cold hardy brassicas. Now, my favorite brassicas are kale and collards. They're the most cold tolerant, and if you're under the snow like it is here, the snow actually insulates plants and deer can paw down and get to that if it's not too crusty. In that planting, I like to put some crimson clover. That'll get you all the way through winter into spring green up, and then you can frost seed some clover on there, or do a spring food plot, or just let it go until next fall and replant it for the winter again. Winter is your lowest hole in the bucket, and that's when you need to have your deer fed. A couple other things you can do is, I had a client who would bring in round bales of second cutting alfalfa, dump them off, but don't ever do that in your food plot, because if there's weed seed in that bale and the animals pull it apart, you're going to have weeds all over your food plot. I found that out the hard way. So planting food plots, planting shrubs, logging operations, and TSI work are all great to help deer get through this kind of winter. That's about it. I'm going to go in and thaw out some deer meat from one of the lucky deer that I shot this year, and I'll catch you on the next video.
Be sure and hit the like and subscribe button and click on the bell so you'll be notified when there's a new video. And comment down below and let me know if there's anything you'd like to know more about.